Okay, so it seems to me that you have this issue that's coming up in your home situation or your family situation is going to be quite important for you. Let's have a look here. So we've got a fourth house, as I said. So this is your actual physical home, the actual structure, but it can also be where you are currently residing, or it's your actual home. If you've been there a long time, or it's a long-term home, whatever is your situation. But it's also the atmosphere in the home and the people in your home. It's also about your connection to, or your relationship with your family, your history, your ethnic identity, your ancestry, your actual roots, your foundations, where you come from and the people that, you grew up with and so on. So it's your connection to your roots, your family. So we've got here, Chiron healing. So this is always about, the wounded healer. So this is, wisdom through pain. So this is normally a learning experience, but it's to do with some aspect of your emotional life, to do with your home or your family, where you may have a situation coming up which is a repeated situation. So it could be just feeling vaguely uncomfortable about certain things because what's happening currently reminds you of a previous situation, or it's like, oh, this is happening again, or it could just be feeling very uncomfortable, and sort of very deep rooted. So this could be something that has been repeating on and off for a long period of time, different circumstances, maybe different people. Or it could just be something that is the second time that it's coming around again, but it can even be past life. So, this is about dealing with that pain. Now this can be a physical wounding, but it can also be emotional pain. It's normally emotional pain. So if you have got a physical wounding and something has flared up around that again, you need to go back to the original time, the first time that physical wounding happened, and examine your feelings around there and what was going on in your life, because something from that situation has not been resolved or has not been dealt with emotionally. So think about that. Then it can also just be some sort of repetitive emotional feeling uncomfortable about it, something that is tending to repeat. Now, this is, again, you've got to go back to the original circumstance the first time, and really examine this wounding, whatever it may be. You've probably covered it over or suppressed it, or, just ignored it, put it on the back burner, tried to block it out, whatever the situation is. Or you felt you just couldn't deal with it at the time. Maybe you were young, there are lots of things that can happen around that situation. So first and foremost, forgive yourself for anything that has occurred at that time. We are all growing and learning. That's what life is. It's a learning experience. So, but the best way to do this is to actually examine that original wounding, open it up, let the light in. Because as soon as you do that, then the situation loses, you lose fear for that situation, or dread, or whatever it may be. So open it up, let the light in, examine it, and don't be afraid to do that. And if you need help, then get help. But examine it, bring it into the light. Forgiveness is all about forgiving yourself from that situation. But when you do that, you release yourself, you release your energy from being trapped in that situation. Because with experiences, your energy gets trapped in a loop there unless you release it. And that can drain you your whole life. So that's about going in there and dealing with that, and apply forgiveness to the others. You don't have to condone bad behavior or any kind of other behavior, but what you are doing is you are cutting the cord to that and releasing yourself from that, so that your energy is not trapped there forevermore, and so that you can move on. And then your energy comes back to you. Now you are now moving forward. Chiron also deals with all natural remedies, natural therapy. So this may be relevant in your fourth house. Perhaps you have children as well. It can also be about that. It is medicinal as well, but it can also be, Chiron rules all natural therapies, remedies. So that's chiropractic, homeopathy, naturopathy, any of the natural therapies. Perhaps you need to apply that either to yourself or to somebody in your family. At this time, explore, try new things, because somewhere in there you may just find what it is that you're looking for. It's also developing an interest in this. So this can be around home things. Maybe you're making home remedies, something like that. It's all about that, and learning about that, and then spreading that knowledge outwards to others if need be. So it could also be a developing profession. It could be something that you really are interested in, and now you see a way forward to learn more about it, to understand more about it, to experiment, try new things, and so on, and you become knowledgeable. Now with Chiron, with the key element there, that is the sign for Chiron. This is about whatever wounding or healing that you go through in what we've discussed already. Any healing and experience that you go through that is very valuable in helping others. So it adds like a key element to you where when you help others with the same situation or a similar situation, you both get healing. So it kind of, it has a sort of a win-win thing, but you've got to go through that process, and it's very valuable experience. It's what we come here to learn. So understand the mechanics behind this. Also with the Chiron, it rules all natural things. So this can be spending time in nature, the natural world, and obviously remedies and perhaps herbs or whatever it is that's coming from nature, herbalism, anything like that, anything that sparks your interest or helps you in some way. It could be that you're going to see somebody who can help you with using various natural techniques and so on. And if you are taking, if you are already in that field, then it's a good omen for taking exams or qualifying in that in some way, shape or form. But it can also be that something may come up to do with your family. Perhaps a child or something has a little bit of a mishap, an accident or a fall or something, and it's your experiences around that, what you learn from that experience, and that's how you help others, or you expand your interest and your ability to nurture your family as well. But ultimately, Chiron is about healing. It's about nature and it's about healing, and it's a very, very valuable experience. But these things are often deep, or they are related to something from the past or some sort of wounding, that has occurred, and a very valuable lesson coming from Chiron. Now we've got here Artemis Guardian. So you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. So as I said, with the Chiron, this could also be even a past life thing that may just reverberate in your current life, where you just feel very uncomfortable about a situation. You're not really quite sure why. So therefore, if you can go and get some sort of past life regression or hypnotherapy or something like that, that may also come in handy for you. Just see how it resonates with you. But she's saying you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. So whatever prayers and requests you have sent up, Artemis has responded. She is guarding the situation, guarding your loved ones. And what she's saying that is rather than expending, putting worry and concern into the situation, rather put your love and light into spreading the light outwards to others. And this is what the Chiron energy is quite often about. It's taking your learning experience, what you've understood from your situation, how you've healed, what you use to heal yourself or others, whatever the situation may be, and expressing that knowledge in some way to others. Now, this can be just to a friend or to somebody you know. You may just pass on a really valuable piece of information, but spread that love and light rather than allowing yourself to get trapped in worry and concern. She's saying that your people are protected, but rather there's a better use for your energy. That's what she's saying. So now, we've also got grace coming in. So this might very well tie up in with this, or it may come in again a little bit later on. But I do feel it is about approaching this situation from a grace standpoint. So give yourself grace, and afford grace to others that may be involved in the situation as well. Because if you keep pushing negative energy into a situation, then your energy is going to get trapped there. It never gets released because it's a very negative emotion, and it can bind you to that situation. So rather come from a standpoint of grace and let things go and free up your energy and return it to you so that you can make better use of that. We've also got 3 of Winter. Reach out to others for comfort and love. You will grow stronger from the situation. Sadness that will heal with time. So I do feel something is coming from this situation. As I said, it could be something to do with the past or just a repeated experience that you're having, and it's connected to your home and your family. So reach out to others for help. And this could be a therapist, or it could be somebody who's wiser than you, who understands or knows about certain elements that may help you. But just understand that whatever this experience is, you're going to learn a lot from it, especially if you open up to the healing and acknowledge that this situation, whenever it happened, has had a valuable part in your life. It's had a valuable place in your life, and you've learned something from that. You must acknowledge it. You must acknowledge this learning experience and take it on board. And then once you acknowledge and accept it and then apply the forgiveness, then you will release yourself from there. So if you can get somebody to help you as well, that will also help. But just know that the healing will be, will take place. There will be healing in whatever the situation may be. And you will get stronger. Definitely with Chiron, that is very much the case. We've also got the other card that came out for the Fairy Tarot. We've got Princess of Summer, gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced. A new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. So it may very well be to do with this, or it could come up again, obviously, with other aspects of your chart. But just bear in mind that this person, this friend, or somebody else may invite you to something, or you could have an emotional experience where you are kind of learning something, and this is part of your life path. So it could be that this friend that you can link up with or may offer you an invitation may be exhibiting these qualities of gentleness, sensitivity, kindness, and they may just be not very worldly, not very street smart, but they've got a lot of kindness and compassion. So keep a lookout for that person, but otherwise it could be that you are in this situation and you are expressing this, or you need to bring this into your life in some way. But a new relationship, it could be a friendship or it could be a love relationship, and perhaps that's why there's something changing in the home as well. But it's also, it can involve an invitation as well, which we'll get to. Or it could just be that you have a friend or somebody that you can, chat to about things. Now we've got here the 9th house. So 9th house covers a number of areas. It covers faith, obviously. So this is faith as in religious faith, but it can also be belief systems. So you may not be religious, but you may have other belief systems. So it's the exploration of that, philosophy, religion, belief systems, all of that comes in under the 9th house. It's also the intuitive processes. So it's your intuition, what you are learning, what you are understanding through the intuitive processes. So this is not necessarily verbal. This is something that you're intuiting from such a situation. So this will, this will come in for you as well. And may be very important. So that's that aspect coming in for this. But it's also the house of exploration and adventure and travel. Now, this can be long distance travel or international travel. And if you're not physically traveling, then you may be reading up or researching or learning more about other destinations, or it can be connected to a interacting with foreign people in some way through a business-related venture. So this can be import and export, or learning something through the philosophy and the religion and the belief systems. You may be learning things about foreign concepts and so on. All of those aspects may be coming in. It is also about a sort of higher education and study. So you may be a university student, or maybe you're wanting to go back to study, or maybe somebody in your family wants to study, and maybe they're leaving home now, and this is quite a wrench for you. Just take it as it resonates. This is higher education, so this is university level education, or it could be adult education as well. It's also the house of law and the legal, the higher courts that may be coming in. So you may have a legal situation, or be tackling legal issues, or you could be learning the law. Something of that nature may be coming in as well. It's also your relationship to your in-laws. So that may be coming in with your 4th house as well. It's the connection with that. But it's very much about the seeking of truth. And that's why the intuition comes in. And this is where the philosophy and the religion and the belief systems, and also further education, and also obviously travel. So, it's seeking things, actually going out and seeking, expanding knowledge in some way, and understanding broader concepts. That all comes in with the 9th house.